this cutout? It's like they thought of.
Yeah, when they were making the S10, they were like, somebody's gonna put a V8 in here.
Yep. They're gonna go out and do
They
it for
should have
Dale.
thought about that. That's for sure. They should think about that with every car. Somebody's gonna put a V8 in here.
Yep. Now we can leave that sit on there if you.
Yeah, I think it's best. Or we'd throw a rag on there, but I would hate to drop like a piece of tape on it or something. She'll work her way out.
Yeah, she can burn her way out.
Right there.
Yep. Yep. That's 0.
So all we were doing is making sure that we're at top dead center so we can stab the distributor in. And you can do this with a screwdriver, but you want to be careful. You just want to stick the tip in, but I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but piston is right there. And that's what I was doing, is watching for the piston. So, but she's there. She's right on the timing mark, right at the peak of the stroke. So we're good. We'll get the distributor stabbed, and then we will move on from there. Get the wiring cleaned up and some of that finalized, and get as much as done as we can today. And this is what I would have preferred to do on, oops, that's not the heat gun. This is what I would have preferred to do on everything, but just without removing all the pins and unclipping the wires and everything, it's kind of difficult to do, or impossible even, so it's just super clean. And like that. Now we have a nice protected wire. Goes down to the starter. We're just gonna tuck it out of the way for now. We'll keep plugging away at everything else. All right, guys, got the wiring cleaned up. This is what she's gonna look like. I would have preferred to have a shrink tube on here, but there just wasn't an option for that. So that's the way she's gonna look. But we are ready to finish this up and bolt everything up and wire everything up and move on with everything else. Back with you shortly. All right, got everything up here closed up. The bell housing cover, tranny line secured, starter is on. I think we're done. Put down here.
Yeah, doing a tune-up on this thing's gonna be fun.
You know what makes me feel better about that, Phil?
Huh?
You're the one doing the tune-up, not me.
Thanks. I don't know, I might be calling, hey Robert, want to do a tune-up?
Alright guys, this is what I made right here. So we're going to change the fuel line, but the fuel line will just slide into it. And that'll hold it. So the other fuel line slides in a little bit better. It won't crimp it very much. I've got it rounded, so here at the tip it pinches it. The one that gets in here, it's pretty good. So, but I'm just going to attach it to that bolt right there as planned, and then it'll clip in there. But we're going to change this line. We're going to change it to the line I showed you a minute ago. He had a high flow Holley pump that he was going to run, but just didn't have enough frame clearance, and he didn't want to, you know, I offered to notch the frame if he wanted to, but he didn't want to go through that, which is perfectly fine. I didn't really want to do it. Not that I'm not willing, but it's just, We still have a lot to do on this project without adding more.
Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was only gonna make.
Did you make those?
Yeah, I just made it. I think it's. I was thinking. I think I'm gonna make another one. I wasn't going to, but just because of where it's at, I'm gonna make another one for this side.
Is this pretty stiff? Yeah. I see what you're saying, to hold it right there. Yeah.
It's better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that we decided to do that.
All right, everybody, we got not a lot done tonight, but like I said, it was a late night to begin with, so power steering pump is on, pulley's not pressed on yet. We'll get that done tomorrow. We're putting electric fans on, so this pulley's on. Need to get the AC pulley on. Fuel lines are all ran. I think I showed you my brackets that I made already out of aluminum, but they're there. Carb is on. Vacuum advance is ran. Coil's on. Just got to run that wire up there. So we're getting there. I think tomorrow night we're going to have this engine wrapped up. So we'll see you then. All right, everybody, I pulled in the other S10 real quick. We're gonna get, who wants to take the bumpers, the fender, the bed, the rear bumper off of this one. Right now I'm just gonna focus on the fender, because we need the fender in order to put the front clip back on and get the MSD box mounted up, because we're gonna mount it on this fender. So it's really the only good spot to mount it. So anyway, we're gonna lift it up and get started. Hey guys, so encountered a bit of a problem. We took this fender off because of this damage right here. We plan on using that fender, but as I was pulling it, found all this. So now the question is, do we run the green fender, maybe try to fix that, or try to fix this rust on the black fender? And I think that's the route I'm gonna go, because either way, those pieces are, either that damage is gonna have to be cut out. I mean, because this lip is all folded over and everything, and I know I can't fix it. But here, all of this feels pretty solid. There's a little bit of excess rust there, but if I can get rid of all this material, and all this will clean up pretty well, then this is a separate piece that goes in here. So this whole front piece is basically just one piece. So I should be able to drill out the tack welds hopefully and basically make a new fender. But it's kind of where we're at, so I'm gonna get to it and we'll see how it goes. Hey everybody, what's up? So today should be the final push on the S15, sorry. It was an S10, but now it's an S15. So anyways, really what we have left to do is the belt that he has was too long, front clip back on, radiator. The carb we had to take off because we got to plug this hole in the back of the, in the back of the intake. And we could not get that out with the carburetor on, so it's loose right now. And then we have to do the vacuum booster line And then once we get that fender on, we're gonna put the MSD box on, and then we'll run the lines for the MSD box. I don't want to do that right now because there's holes in the fender. I'll just show you real quick. Until the fender's on there, I don't want to do it because the MSD box lines up really well with in between the holes. So I could put it here, I could put it here, and I could put it here, and it lines up really well. But I don't want it to end up here. So once we get the fender back on, which we're getting a new fender, I may show you this or may not show you it, but fender off the green truck has this damage right here with this rolled lip, and I haven't done tons of body work, and I'm sure I could probably cut that out of the black fender and replace it, and it might be okay, but it also would be extremely time consuming. And we were gonna pull the black fender and use it, but it is completely rusted out here and on the top corner. So and then I thought about just replacing all this, but the owner of the vehicle has a friend who has a not a scrap yard, a parts yard, and he has some of these fenders, so he just is going to grab a fender from another truck, and then that way we can get it on and over with. So, but anyways, it's pretty much where we're at. I'm going to get this front clip cleaned up, and then I'm going to start working on little other odds and ends of things that I can, and even try to get the front clip set back up there, and then we're going to hopefully fire this thing up tonight. So should be a good night. I'm looking forward to getting to that point and all that hard work coming to fruition. So enjoy. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm gonna get this carb reinstalled. Corey should be here any moment with the parts. And once we get the front clip on, we'll get the MSD box put on, and radiator hoses, and we should pretty much be ready to go at that point. And you know, fluids, obviously there's oil in the motor, but power steering fluid and antifreeze and everything. But after that point, we should be ready to go. This little rubber fender clip off. He doesn't want to run that anymore, so. And we're gonna clean all this up and paint it real quick. It was supposed to pick up more paint, and then I need to take this radiator shroud off because it will not work with the new radiator and the electric fans. So I'll try to do that next. All this stuff is gonna go right back on. I just want to take it off to paint it. So just set it off to the side. All right guys, so we have belts on, hot wire from the battery to the alternator, carbs all attached, throttle linkage is hooked back up, fuel lines, power steering pump has been filled up and cycled by hand, so hopefully it's not too bad. That hole's plugged, distributor, coil, it's all hooked up. Once we get the fenders on, we'll get the MSD box on. So that's what we're gonna do right now, is throw this front clip back on. And sorry about the noise, my heater kicked on. What's up everybody? So we got quite a ways last night, and then unfortunately my day job, it's late. It's 6:39, so Friday night. So anyways, unfortunately my day job went a little over today. So Corey came up here by himself. He got the battery box put back in, the battery, MSD box, done that wiring. All that's really left to do is the radiator. And the radiator does not fit in here with the shroud without removing the condenser, sorry, the heat exchanger. So we are going to try to recess that radiator. That's what I'm going to work on doing right now. So I'm going to get you set up somewhere, and I'm going to start figuring out some measurements and start cutting stuff up, I guess. So hope you enjoy. All right, so I thought I'd show you guys a little bit of the trouble I'm having here. This radiator is slightly under 32 inches, so like 31 7/8, just slightly. And then height-wise, without the cap, so just the core tanks, it's 16 inches and 1/8. And so the problem I'm having here is, see if I can show you. It's not easy, but so the inside of this radiator core comes to, you know, right in here on this side, and it's closer on this side. So there's only like, it's basically right on this edge on this side, and then there's 1/2 inch on this side. So if we take and measure this, we're at 32 7/8. So sorry, not 7/8. Come on. Okay. Anyways, so if we measure this, yeah, we're at 32 7/8. So the radiator, I don't think, is going to fit in between these main braces. And then height-wise, there's like an internal, this is a 2-layer piece. So the top piece is here, and then there's an inner layer here, and it's not going to fit there. We would have to cut that all out. It would have to just be here. What I want to do is I wanted to take and not necessarily trim this whole core piece out, but like come over like this to this edge, come up completely, same thing on this other side, and then make it to where this piece would bolt back on essentially. So that way you can undo the bolts here, undo a couple bolts on each side, take this out, and that would get the radiator out of there. Not only that, but we could also make it to where it locked the radiator in that way. But I don't know if that's going to work. And I've watched videos of people cutting these core supports up, but I think this radiator might just be too big. So not without doing some serious hacking. So I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more. When I figure out a solution, I will get back with you guys. Hey guys, I had to knock some stuff out real quick, but me and Corey, what we ended up doing was this beam right here was all the way over here, so we recessed it back about 1 inch, You can see where the spot welds were. Don't really have time to get it closed up tonight. And then cut the top of the core support out. I gotta clean it up a little bit still, but I made it to where she sits.
Yeah, it's a nice car. I like it.
She sits right in here and then bolts back on. So the only thing that'll be left for us to do, I gotta round these pieces. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it look nice. But we gotta make sure that the radiator fits in. So I might have to weld a little piece for that, but otherwise hoping the rubber bushings will kind of work out with the length. Oh, and I gotta cut out for the water spout. But other than that, we're there. So catch up later. Hey guys, it was a late night last night. Here until about 2 o'clock in the morning, getting everything wrapped up on the pickup, but she'd fire up and die immediately, and what we found is that we were only getting about roughly 1 volt to the coil. I think it's because we don't have adequate ground. I hope that's the problem, but because everything's new, and we double checked wiring multiple times. But so what I'm going to do real quick is I have some generic, this is battery cable, but and I have crimp pins and everything is 4 gauge, so I'm going to make a real quick ground cable, and hopefully that's our problem. So I'll make it real quick, show you, and we'll get her thrown on. I don't have the most desirable spots to hook this to. I put the truck up on the lift and trying to find a good spot, but unfortunately there just isn't a great spot. So just gonna put it where we can, essentially. This little crimping tool is from Amazon, and it's literally just a hydraulic crimper. Fitting in there, slide your hose in, it's already wired, and crimp her down. I'm going to change the die real quick because I want that to be a little tighter. Yeah, it's probably good, but I would just rather know it's good. There. I know that's good. Oh man, cannot hold on to anything. Alright, see, we have 2 crimped ends, pretty solid. Go ahead and put some shrink tube on there and throw this in the truck. Alright, just like that. Got a cable made. Go get her thrown in. I would have really preferred to put this somewhere else, but like all the holes on the front of the block are covered by the pulley system, and then none of the bolts off the pulley system are really good places to get to, so it just is what it is. But now I just need to get a hole drilled over here on the frame, and our ground strap will be good to go.
Try it again.
Ground wire. Well, when I heard that last night, I was like, oh, I bet you that's it.
Hold on a minute. This carburetor's never done that before, but it's also sat in the box.
Yeah,
It's
very well be gummed up. Something that I've learned off of watching like engine masters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, when it's running everything, like cover it up and it'll like suck everything out.
The only thing is, would that be like choking it?
I mean, well, you're supposed to cover everything, but you don't cover it until it dies. You just cover it and then you let off and you cover it again. But it's supposed to, like any port that might be plugged, it's supposed to suck it clear.
Really?
And that's coming from like, you know, old time engine builders.
Yeah, there's a lot of fuel in there, so.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Unfortunately, no burnouts this week, but hopefully we can bring those to you here in the near future along with the videos showing the truck complete. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.